Okay. Let's not hurt the mic. Everything should be fine. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Oran. I see. Yeah, already there. Thank you for coming in. Welcome. So, I have to say first, I am still very sick. So my voice won't be as good as usual, but I made a promise to do my debut stream today. So, it's time. Welcome, Oran. I hope you are having a great day. Oh, my voice. It's already cracking. So let's go. So even if almost no one comes in, it will be a nice video presentation, I guess. So, welcome. I am Vasuki. I am mostly a Final Fantasy XIV streamer. I play also other games on Friday. I don't know how long this video will be. Let me move my OBS. And yeah, so Vasuki, gundam pilot, loving video games and philosophy. Mostly playing Final Fantasy XIV, and I started streaming in August, so I guess I'm 7 months old. So the bad news is that I really wanted to have a very cool debut stream with panels and such, but I got very sick 2 days ago, and I'm still and so I just had to rest. I couldn't prepare this debut as well as I intended, but still. So let's really begin. So I'm in. Yeah. So let's go for the presentation. I'm still in there. It will be very messy. Like usually, it's a fact that streamers only use 10% of their brain. So this is a fact. Now I'm also speaking in English, so I only use 10% of my 10% brain, as I'm not a native English speaker, I'm a French native speaker. And the fact that I am sick means that I'm only using 10% of the 10% of the 10% of my brain. So here we go, I guess. So don't mind me if I'm very slow today. So besides this small little presentation, I guess it's time to speak about me. So let's start with my likes. I will answer questions on the way, if there are any. So I said I like many games and philosophy. So I think I will start by speaking about the games I like the most. I'm a huge fan, of course, of RPGs and of simulation games, like tycoon games. My favorite games of all time. So my favorite games of all time are not necessary my best, the games I consider the best, but there are just games that made the biggest impact on myself. So, of course, the first, most impactful game for me would be Final Fantasy VII, for a lot of different reasons. And maybe nostalgia speaks for itself a little bit. But yes, that was Final Fantasy VII. The original was the first game who made me think about games not like as toys, but as experiences. So it was a huge milestone in my gaming liking. The second one, okay, for similar reasons, I think Shadow of the Colossus had a huge impact because it was such an unique game. The gameplay was there are almost no dialogue in the game. All the story is conveyed by just gameplay and environment, and it was very new at the time, so it left me with a huge impact on how you can convey story and emotions within a game. So yes, that was the second most impactful game of all time for me. And finally, on the third spot, so for a long time, my third favorite game was The Witcher 3, because it's such a masterpiece on every aspect, like gameplay, lore, environment, graphical. It's such an insane game. But the spot got taken last year with Nier Automata. Because if you look at it, Nier Automata is not necessarily a better game than The Witcher 3, but it asks more questions to the player than The Witcher 3. It goes way deeper. I mean, The Witcher 3 is already going very deep, but Nier Automata is like a paradise for philosophy, but conveyed in a video game. So it's insane, and the gameplay is also so good, and you also have so many different ways of playing the game, like different gameplays inside the game. It had. Oops, sorry, my voice. It left me with a even bigger impact on me than The Witcher 3. So yeah, they are my top 3 games in my life. Final Fantasy VII. My brain. Final Fantasy VII, Shadow of the Colossus, and of course, Nier Automata. But there are a lot of games, like I like simulation games a lot, like SimCity and Tycoon games, Stardew Valley games. Pretty much have a big appeal on me. So it's such a shame I started playing Stardew Valley. Not Stardew Valley, MMORPG Tycoon 2 this year. It was a blast, but it is still in early development. So I hope I will be able to play the game more. And I must say, Inscription this year was a huge blast as well. I was playing Magic the Gathering in high school, so I'm not surprised I liked Inscription that much. I will maybe come back to this game as well. So these are for the games. Other likes I have we can talk a little bit about music. So I'm a music composer myself, and so I enjoy a lot of different genres of music. I don't think I have a music genre I don't like, but I have some preferences, like movie music and video games music. My favorite, I have a lot of composers I like a lot, but if I would say a few names, I would say, of course, Nobuo Uematsu. I mean, Final Fantasy VII had such a big impact of me, and part of the reason is, of course, with the music of the game and the fantastic themes. And even in other Final Fantasy XIV, Final Fantasy games, music from Nobuo Uematsu had a huge impact on me. But I have to say, Suken, since Final Fantasy XIV, maybe can take the spot of Nobuo Uematsu for the first place. So what he composes is just insanely good. And of course I have a few movie music composers that I like a lot too, like Danny Elfman, composer of Tim Burton movies mostly. John Williams is of course a reference, and no surprise, Hans Zimmer is one as well. It's pretty cool to see. The only thing I don't like about new movie composers, modern music composers for movies, is that they don't they don't have a very recognizable music theme in their movies. That way of composing with leitmotifs ended at the start of the 2000s. That's a shame. But Hans Zimmer still has some cool music themes, so I think this is why I still like Hans Zimmer a lot. Other likes I usually have, I would say anime. If we speak about anime and manga, I'm a huge fan of twists in stories, so I guess it comes with no surprise that my favorite manga / anime is Death Note. The scenario is so good, the twists are so good, and what I like about Death Note is that there is a very small part of science fiction like fantasy in the story, but the story takes place in a very grounded world. Very realistic modern world, and it's just perfect for my liking. I also, of course, like Shinji no Kyojin a lot for the same reason. I mean, the setup is cool and all, but what keeps my grasp on this anime is the story and the characters. By far, it's such a masterpiece. And on other anime and mangas, I have a lot of different things, but I don't like them as much. Maybe Code Geass and Cowboy Bebop. I think, yeah, Code Geass, Cowboy Bebop, and Samurai Champloo are on my top list, but not as much as, yeah, Death Note and Shingeki no Kyojin. Oh boy, if I have to speak about my liking in cinema, would be there at the end of the day. So, I think The Prestige is my favorite movie. It's one of the first movies of Christopher Nolan, and it's just the story and the twists are so good. And I like Christopher Nolan movies a lot too, like The Dark Knight. It's such a masterpiece. Inception as well. I'm a huge fan of Tim Burton old movies, like the only movie which made me cry like a little bit is Edward Scissorhands. Every time I watch this movie, I cry and I cry and I cry. I don't know why, but this movie speaks to my soul very, very deep. So yeah, I won't speak too much about other movies or series, but my references would be, yeah, these two. Edward Scissorhands, and for the emotional aspect, and The Prestige from Christopher Nolan for the story and the twist. And finally on the likes, so I'm a huge fan of philosophy. A lot of people are asking me, which school of philosophy do you like the most? I think all schools of philosophy are great. You don't have to read books. Philosophy comes every day. Every interaction you make with other people is a way to improve, expand your brain. So philosophy comes in very, very different ways, and some things people say like 2000 years ago are still very interesting to listen to today. So yeah, this is what I mean when I say philosophy. And I can't wait. I will speak a little bit later about my plans to speak more about philosophy on this channel. Let me hydrate a little bit. So I want to speak about my short, medium, and long-term goals. So let me change that. Goals. Okay. Let's move you here. So let's speak about goals. I will speak about my goals with my channel with short, medium, and long term. On the short term, in terms of content, you will have nothing less than I usually do. So for now, I'm streaming Monday to Friday, 3 hours each day. That won't change. This is a minimum, and until the end of days, I will continue to stream at least that amount. And of course, as long as Final Fantasy XIV is up, I will continue to play mostly Final Fantasy XIV. This is my favorite game of all times, even if there is a little bit a drought in content lately, but still I can't wait to the new patches to go on and do more content. And when I say Final Fantasy XIV, I'm not a savage raider. I'm mostly focused on side content like triple triad, housing, PvP, stuff like that. So yeah, I hope I will be able to stream FF14 for the longest time. But I also play a few other games. Like since I started streaming, I played, let me remember, Nier Automata. It was my first other games on this channel, and I played Kina Bridge of Spirit, which was a fun game. I play MMORPG Tycoon 2. Maybe I will play more of MMORPG Tycoon 2. The game is still in alpha, but if they release more content, I will get back to it. I also played Inscription. I finished the game last week. And I just started playing Genshin Impact like blind. So I'm having a huge blast. There is a reason why I started playing Genshin Impact. I want to play Genshin only with collabs. I want to interact more with other VTubers and meet other VTubers. So I have a plan for a series which will take place every Friday, where I invite another VTuber and we do a collab just playing Genshin Impact. This is my goal. Oran, have you played Lost Ark, or is it available for you? It is available, but unfortunately I don't. I'm not a huge fan of the pretext of Lost Ark. The top-down view is not appealing to me at all. I think it's a very good game, but it's not my cup of coffee, in a way. So I will learn more about the game in the future weeks, but I don't think I will play it. I will focus mainly on FF14 and Genshin. So, still on the short-term goals. I have went through all my short-term goals. On the mid-term goals. So when I say mid-term goals, I would say it's about this coming month. So for the next month coming, a big thing in my real life, I have to finish building my apartment. So some of you may know that I'm on building my apartment for more than 1 year now. I am streaming from my workplace. I can't stream where I live, where I sleep now, because the internet connection is so bad and I live in a very cold and very not comfortable place, to say the least. So, and I have to pay the rent, but I should have finished my own apartment end of this coming month. So I will be able to move in and to stream from my place. And I won't have to pay the rent anymore. And that also means I will be able to stream more, like at least 1.5 hours more each day, and maybe the Sundays as well. So I can't wait. So this is so in the coming month as well, I want to improve the stream interactions I have. So for now, I already have a lot of interaction. You can throw stuff at my face, emotes, alerts, everything. I want to improve that. So I won't spoil too much, but big things are incoming. Other thing something that can be improved this month. I will see. So I have to test my new connection. So I will be able to stream with a 4G box. And so, if the connection is good enough, I should be able to stream in 4K. I will test. That can be huge because for now I'm playing Final Fantasy XIV only in HD. But when I play for myself in 4K, the difference is staggering. So I hope my connection will be able to support some 4K streaming. I will keep you up to date. Next week I received a message on my phone today. My 4G box just arrived, so I will test it out today. And finally, when I will be able to be on my own apartment, if I'm able to stream on Sundays, I want to add a very special stream, like a discussion stream, where we talk about philosophy. There is a YouTuber, no, it's not a YouTuber, it's just a guy who does podcasts on philosophy. And it's a very good vulgarization of philosophy. And it's very, my words, it's very funny. It's very funny to listen to. So what I want to do is on Sunday afternoon, listening to the podcast together and discuss each point on the way, just talking about philosophy in general. So yeah, this is a plan. So I will see if having my new connection will help me on that. And okay, now let's speak about long-term goals. So when I speak about long-term, we are speaking, I think, for the coming year. I can't really plan on how things will work out. So one of the long-term goals is to switch to Unreal Engine 5. Okay, let's try to explain. If I have tried a few things already to stream on Unreal Engine 5. The technology is here, but the accessibility of Unreal Engine 5 for everyone is not there yet. You have to make pretty much your own application. Speaking about Unreal Engine 5. Hello, Kana. So, what Kana is my 3D modeler. Thank you for passing by and saying hello. And yes, you are just in time when in the nick of time when I was speaking about switching to Unreal Engine 5. So yes, this is one of my long-term plan. So it's still the Far West in a way to understand how to stream in Unreal Engine 5. Thank you for commissioning me. You are very welcome. I'm very happy with the model now. And look at how smooth the hair is. I have a really good time now with the model. It's so good. Hello, he is saying, welcome to the stream. I hope you will have a good time with me today. Welcome. So I was speaking about Unreal Engine 5. I'm learning Unreal Engine myself. There are still things I can't manage to do myself, like tracking for hands from VR, from Stream VR is quite complicated for now. So I will work and work all year long to make it happen. There are two advantages about streaming in Unreal Engine 5. The first one is of course the light. The light is so good. Like if you look at FFXIV streaming in Unreal Engine 5, the renders are so good. But there is also the fact that you can have a lot. You can make your own interactions with the chat. Codemico was my inspiration going for VTubing. So when I saw what was possible with VTubing and Unreal Engine, I was like, this is insane. So for now, for example, I have small interactions like so. Like you can throw stuff at my face. You can telling me to hydrate and such, but it's not Unreal Engine 5. It's a small program, a small software which is already very, very good, but these are pre-rendered interactions. What I want is really to create my own interactions. But I still have a lot to learn. But it is the long-term plan. Another thing on the long term is full body tracking. So, and it's on par with Unreal Engine 5. As you can see, I have tracking for my head, for my hands, but not my legs. And it would be even easier to get into Unreal Engine 5 if I move to full body tracking. The sad part is that for that to happen, you have to get a VR headset, which I don't have the money to buy one today. Maybe during the year, I will say. And finally, the biggest thing for the long term. Of course, I want to be a full-time streamer. When I say full-time streamer, it's just, waking up in the morning, checking up the internet, and just streaming. Because since I started, I have so much fun streaming. And 3 hours a day is not enough. I want to stream more. I have so much fun. So the fact that I will have my own apartment and be able to stream from my place will help a lot. There are 2 things that prevents me for now to be a full-time streamer. Of course, building my apartment takes half of my day. So not good, but it should be finished in about 1 month. And of course, there is my work. So the work, it takes too much time in my life. So I have scheduled a plan for myself, is that if by any chance, and I don't know when it will happen or if it will happen anyway, but if for 3 months in a row I manage to get half the minimum wage in France just with Twitch, I will end my job and I will hop in being full-time streamer and stream something like 6 hours a day, maybe more. That doesn't mean I won't give up on streaming, because even if it never happens, I will continue to do what I do now. That means streaming 3 hours a day, all week long, sometimes more. This is the best I can do now, and even if I make no money at all, I have just so much fun doing just that. So don't expect anything less. Okay, I have a few things I wanted to speak about as well. Yeah, so last important thing I wanted to speak about is why VTubing. So I wanted to stream for the longest time. It was very appealing to me. But I had two issues. The first one, of course, was my internet connection. I couldn't stream from my place. From the place I am living now. And the second one was a privacy issue. So, if you want to stream, you have to show your face, right? Because most people doesn't look at your stream for the games you are playing, but for your personality, for who you are, and they want to rely on your emotions and what you have to say and your expressions, stuff like that. But I heard very bad things about, parasocial relationships, stalkers, things of that nature. So, and I always take privacy very, very seriously. So, showing my face on the paper is not an issue, but if you encounter someone who doesn't have good intentions, it could become one. And then, so that was mainly what prevented me streaming in the first place. And then I discovered HoloLive. So it was like 2 years ago, something like that. And okay, I discovered that 2 years ago, and I was like, oh, this is so cool. Like you have an avatar which speaks for you. I was thinking to myself, okay, that sounds pretty cool. But I had another issue, is that their avatars were not very expressive. Like it was just the start of the technology, and yeah, it was almost like PNG tubers. And from what I said before, people who want to look at your streams, want to see you, want to see your expressions and such. So having an avatar at the time was like, for me it was, yeah, sounds cool, but it's not expressive enough. Sorry. The idea was cool, but the execution was not. And then I discovered Code Miko, and I was just blown away. When I saw Code Miko, I was like, this is what I need. This is what I want to do. This is like a 3D avatar with good expressions, with good interactions. It was just perfect. So yeah, Code Miko is the biggest inspiration for me. But there is a very, very small issue. Not everyone can do what Code Miko does. At the time, she had already a $30,000 set up, and she had a whole team of developers behind her back. So you can't achieve that level of quality by yourself. Oh, you must work a lot, and she's the only one to do Unreal. She was at the time the only one to do Unreal Engine VTubing. So yeah, I was thinking I want to do that, but how can I do? I tried myself to create my own model, to create my own application, but the technology is not here yet. Still, this is a thing I want to do, and the fact to have a 3D avatar so expressive is resolving the issue I had with privacy. And this is why I think VTubing is such a blessing for a lot of streamers, because you don't have to show your real life clues. You are protected by your avatar, and I made me think about girl streamings. Girls deal with a lot of shit, so it's a blessing. So yeah, this is when I thought to myself, okay, VTubing is the future, and this is what I want to do. And I'm pretty happy already where I am now. I think I have a very cool avatar. It's not as realistic as Kadmiko for example, but it's already a cool looking avatar. So thank you again, Kana, for the avatar. The expressions are good. I can do a lot of different faces, like sad, angry, surprised, stuff like that. But I want to go even further, and I think the only way to go even deeper, even more interactive, even more expressive is to stream from Unreal Engine 5. It will be in a very far future, I think, because I can't do what Kadmiko does myself. But yeah, one day I will be there. And yes, I spoke about pretty much what I wanted to speak about, and I was expecting this stream to be like speaking alone today. I was expecting that. Doesn't matter too much. It's a video also for anyone to watch in the future, to have a good grasp on what I do and who I am. So it will be a good reference point. I want just a few things. I want to thank so this stream could have went longer if there were people coming in asking questions, but it's not the case. I don't care too much. It's not a huge deal. But I want to thank you, the people who were there from the first days. So I want to thank Nightmare. Nightmare Desire is my first ever follower, and he's almost always there. He's such a sweetheart. So yeah, big kudos to Nightmare. And I have a lot of regular who are coming in. I don't have. I will forget some names, of course, but I want to thank in particular FFXIV, who is another VTuber who helps me like a lot. He's such a kind heart. So yeah, big kudos to you, Vash. Je t'adore, Vash. And Suyo as well, one of my other best friends in VTubing. Turnip, who is another streamer who is so chill to listen to. I want to thank Tsunimi, another VTuber on Final Fantasy XIV, Oran, who passes by almost every day. My best friend Siegfried, Saturn. I will stop right here, but yeah, thanks all of you. And finally, just 2 little shoutouts that I will type in chat. Thank you again, Yana, for the 3D model and for being an awesome person. And just for the record, I will shout out also the guy who made my emotes, and I love the design of these emotes. So if you are wondering, if you are looking for a good designer for your emotes, don't hesitate to go with Mr. Drex. And I think this is all. So, except if someone has some questions now, this will be the end of this, fuck my words, of this debut stream. Mainly also, if it was very unfortunate that I am sick now for 3 days. I am very sick, so I'm getting tired very, very fast. If it wasn't the case, I could have tried on this debut for longer, but here I don't see the point. It will just make myself more exhausted than I am. But I will take some rest. And come back on Monday like usual, like streaming like I usually do. And yeah, I think my voice. I think we are good. So thanks for people passing by. Have a wonderful day. And it's time for me to get back to sleep. See you soon, and this video will serve, of course, as a reference for anyone wishing to know more about me and the plans in the future. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and see you very soon, I hope. And so it's time for me to say goodbye. Bye-bye.